Oh, I could do that. I could be a little high on the grid here. All right. I haven't done a morning video in a while. Still clumsy. I just put on my Dermatology Universal Tinted Moisturizer SPF 26. It's working. No tan in sight. I'm going to do my CoverGirl in the color Light or Pale. Number 710. I like this stuff. It's creamy. I just ordered one I'm really excited about. Now I can't think of the brand. Oh, it was from Sephora. So like a non-drugstore brand. A little on the pricier side. Gosh, I wish I could remember. I want to say Hourglass, but I don't think that's it. I lost my brush. Where is you? I thought I brought it. Hold on, actually, hold on. Might be... Nope. I don't know where it is. It was like my brush I used every freaking day. Is this it? No. Can I use this one? Maybe I'll just use this for now. I used it like every day to put on my concealer. And abracadabra, it's gone. My daughter does play little pranks. I wonder if she hid it somewhere. Wouldn't she know not to mess with my makeup though? Maybe. So we are in full swing of summer break now. Cora's out of school. She's on swim team, so that's exciting. I'm getting ready. I'm going to be on my mentor and friend Flora's podcast. I'm trying to think, is her podcast might just be her name, Flora Sage. I think it is Flora Sage. Go subscribe to her. She does a lot of declutter stuff, but she's also like a business coach. I think she does personal coaching too. But those like her specialties are business coaching and declutter stuff. She's awesome. She's like a ball of energy. Her and I are so similar. We talk every day. Every day we talk, because we're like friends. We're friends too. Let's see, what color do I want on my cheek? I'm going to do this, I think. Clinique Cheek Pop. Oh, this is Charlotte Tilbury airbrush bronzer. It is my favorite. Very finely milled. Love this stuff. Good morning, Jonesy. I enjoyed, I didn't watch the whole thing, but I watched a good amount of your live the other day. It was lovely. It was lovely. I didn't know exactly what you're talking about but it was different and fun. I know I haven't been live in forever in the morning. Been doing my whiny Wednesdays, which now I can't do because my daughter's swim meets are on Wednesdays. So I'm going to have to figure out. I guess I'll do Thirsty Thursdays. How's that? Thirsty Thursday. I was just saying I'm getting ready to be on someone else's podcast. This lady, Flora. She's amazing. Oh, I want to do the eyeshadow stick. Hold on. Let me see what color it is. That's why I'm getting ready. Do we want this color? No, I don't want that. I don't want that. Where's my fade? Shoot. I guess I'm going to have to do this one. We'll do my little palette here. And we're going to talk. I don't even know what we're going to talk about. Her and I can talk for days with each other. She is the bomb. She's in Arizona. And she's once a Marine, always a Marine. But she was in the Marines. And I guess technically she's still in the Marines, but she is a declutter master, and she has like a group decluttering thing every month, and I go to some of those. It's fun. It's like everybody's on their Zoom, and you're all like decluttering and cleaning whatever together. It just makes it more fun, and you can ask her questions, or like once I even tried on a couple dresses. It was like, yes or no. And people are like, yeah, queen, slay, keep it. So it's really a fun thing. My mom actually joined us on the last one, which is pretty cool. And we were cracking up because she's sitting there like with she had her old wedding dinnerware, she got for her wedding. And she was like, Mom, she's like, honey, do you want these? I'm like, no, I'm decluttering. Let me see what you say, Jonesy. What do you think about the community that we have that follows life coaches? Because we really don't bash them. We just make commentary. Yeah, I mean, I thought it was fine. I had no ill feelings toward it. I'm muted? I'm not muted. That's weird. Are you sure it's not your thing? Turn your volume up. Are you sure? Are you sure? Because mine, it shouldn't. I didn't get a call or anything to mess it up. Can anyone else hear me? Tell me in the comments if you can hear. Or if it's just Jonesy's, whatchamacallit? If it's just his sound, or if anyone else can't hear me, let me know. Oh, you can hear me now. Huh. Did you turn your sound up? Just kidding. I don't know. One of the kids opened my truck door. Oh, okay. Yeah, I was like, there shouldn't be any reason you can't hear me. I wonder if Marie will come on. I know people aren't used to me coming on in the morning anymore. But yeah, so we have a meet tonight, so I can't do Whiny Wednesday because we won't get home. Well, I guess, what time? It starts at 5. I think I haven't been to one yet, a meet. I think they're like at least 4 hours, I believe. So if it's 4 hours, I guess I'll see what time I get home. I don't have any wine. I guess I could drink ginger ale and chat. Or I'll just do it tomorrow night. Here's my liner. No, we gotta look on Fleek. We're gonna do, she asked me, Flora, if I wanted to do video or not. I'm like, why not? And then I can get the file and I can put it on my YouTube too. So that'd be fun. Pretty cool, huh? I'm gonna smudge it out, a little smudger. Oh, by the way, this is Victoria Beckham. You know, Spice Girl. This is her makeup line. It's called Victoria Beckham. And this is Satin Kajal Liner in the color, I don't know, it's black. Oh, ash. It's called ash. I mean, I'm a hot mess. Where's my other mirror? I'm a hot mess. I keep dropping stuff. But I'm loving summer. It is great. My 0F summer has started out wonderfully. And it's so crazy because I'm working less, like even promoting myself less, like just doing less all around. And somehow I'm getting more clients and more like engagement and people writing me about my podcast. Like, it's just so funny because you think you gotta like hustle, get the work done to like, you know, build your business. And it's also like when you focus too much, you push. I really do feel like that I'm big into energy. When you push too much, I feel like you can push away. It's just like an energy. Like you need to be open to receive too. So there's a certain balance of the push, and it's like, okay, do what you gotta do, but then like sit back, right? So like I'm still doing my podcast, sit back. Instead of, I feel like even my podcast numbers, I didn't even post 2 podcasts last week. I just did 1, and I had higher numbers than I've ever had last week, like downloads of my podcast. It's just kind of crazy how it all works. So my point is pushing, hustling, that whole mentality that I've had my whole life. I'm like a big hustler, hard worker. Yes, you do the work, but then sit back and like trust that it's gonna be all right. Hey, who loves Jamaican? I do. Jamaican me crazy. Just kidding. Oh my gosh, I should just not talk this morning. Weird things are coming out of my mouth. Ooh, we got a little glob there. So, I'm starting hip hop dance class next week. I'm so excited. I'm actually a little nervous. I'm trying to think. I haven't been in an organized, I mean, I did Zumba and like all my gym classes. I always do dance like at the gym. In my gym classes I was doing. But this is like a weekly, you keep going. It's And there's a performance at the end. I talked about this, I think, on my Whiny Wednesday, but like I'm a child doing a recital. So I'm a little nervous, but it's going to be fun. And it's optional. So, I mean, if I really am sucking, maybe I won't put myself out there for a recital. But I don't take myself too seriously, as you may know. And I love hip hop. I love dance. And that's what I did when I was a kid. Well, I danced my whole life, but I didn't do hip hop until 14. And I'm so glad our high school actually offered hip hop as, like, instead, you could do gym class. I think there was jazzercise or something. I'm pretty sure there was like jazzercise, which I did not do. Nothing against it. But it's just kind of funny that they had that at our school. And hip hop, which was kind of like the Palms, you know, it's kind of similar to the Palm Squad. So the teacher of our hip hop class, Mrs. Williams, she also was the coach for our Palm Squad, you know, that would like perform at halftime for the football games and stuff. And she also led step, which I love step. And she actually asked me, so I took hip hop, I don't know, through high school. I don't remember if it was every year or 2 years, but I graduated early, if you don't know that. So I was in 11th grade and I was in hip hop class, and she said, I want you, like, would you join the step team and Palms next year? And I was like, I don't know about Palms. I don't know. I didn't feel like, not about the dance, but it didn't feel exactly like my people, which at the time I say that, which now I feel like I was judgmental in high school in a way of, I beat to my own drum. I didn't want to be a part of a clique. I just didn't want to. I liked knowing everyone, being friendly. I was like the class clown. But I didn't like to be ever like, oh, you're this person. I didn't want to ever be judged and put into a box, right? Which, surprise. So I was like, I don't want to be, I feel like the Palms have this specific reputation of who they are. Like you know, you're a teen going through angsty stuff. I shouldn't have cared. I should do whatever. If I wanted to dance, right? But I didn't want to be like lumped in as a like cheerleader type, which now I see as judgmental and who cares. And I was friends with a lot of cheerleaders and Palms. It's like, there's nothing wrong with them. It was just this mentality I had. I can't explain exactly, but I didn't want to be lumped in. But the step was so cool to me, and step didn't have that reputation. So I was like, you know, I'll think about Palms, but yes, absolutely for step team. So I was going to be on step my senior year. If you don't know what step is, just go look it up. It's so amazing. I love it. But then what happened was I decided to graduate early. So I didn't do anything senior year because I was out. So I graduated a year early because I only needed, I got in a couple of fist fights, which is, I mean, that's like embarrassing to say out loud, but I never started them. But I'm feisty, and if someone comes to me, I'm not going to back down. And our school was getting very overcrowded. It was, what's a good word? It was kind of thuggish in ways, you know? It was getting bad. There was a lot of fights every day. We had metal detectors. It was going downhill. And, yeah, I did get in a couple fights, but my moment that I decided to graduate early was actually, it was violence related. There was this kind of thug guy that was known for fighting and being crazy. He did get expelled. But he was in the hall one day, and I was standing there, and he grabbed a mug that was on a table. This teacher was telling him to do something, and he was like, no, and he grabbed it, and he went and this other kid got involved or something. I forget who he was aiming at, but I don't remember if it was the teacher or the kid that he was aiming for, but I know he hit my friend with the mug across the face. Went like that, and the guy broke the guy's nose. So you can imagine that scene. There's like blood everywhere. This guy's like my friends, they're bleeding everywhere. But as I looked down, the guy was still swinging and I was in the way. My face was in the way. So I got hit with a mug in my face. Luckily, it did not do a lot of damage because it was kind of like just grazed my cheek. And I just remember stopping and looking and like, I don't want to do this anymore feeling, you know? It's like I was getting in more trouble. I was getting in a couple fights. Now here's my friend with a broken nose. A teacher had gotten hit somehow. It was just like, where are we in the Wild West or school? Wow, Wild West. And I went to the bathroom and was like, felt like I didn't throw up, but I was like over the toilet, like felt like gagging because of just the scene of it. There was like a lot of blood and my adrenaline of getting hit in the face too with a ceramic object didn't feel very nice on my bone. So I was like feeling sick and I was like, I've got to do something. So I went and I knew I only had 2 credits, I think. Well, I don't know if it counts as credits, but 2 full years of class. So like 1 math and 1 English, right? Like a whole year's worth of math and English. So I walked out of there and went to the guidance counselor and I was like, I need to get out of here. How can we make it happen? He's like, what do you mean? You're a junior. And I was like, I'm telling you, I need to get the fuck out of here. I remember saying the fuck. I was like, I need to get the fuck out of here. I was very familiar with the stuff because I was in trouble a lot. So, I mean, I literally called the vice principal by his first name. I'm like, what's up, Timmy? And he'd be like, oh, and roll his eyes, but he always laughed. And so I knew these people well. I was like, look, I need to get the fuck out of here. And he's like, yeah, but you can't. Like that. And I'm like, what do you mean I can't? Like, I know that's a thing. I've heard of people graduating early. He's like, no. And I was like, going on. And he's like, we're going to call your mom. I'm like, okay, call my mom. And so he talked to my mom. My mom was like, let her graduate. How can we graduate her? She wants to get out. It's like a big pig pen in there. So I looked up the rules myself and I brought the paper to him that said, because I asked for the packet of like the rules and regulations of the school basically and graduation, whatever. And as long as you had the credits, you could graduate. And I'm like, how can I do it? And he's like, okay, you can do night school. I think maybe I forget. I think I took 2 night school classes and 1 summer. Hi, Marie. I like your big pink hand. And 1 summer school. And night school was, oh my gosh, it was so easy. Because I was in all honors for most things, except then I got knocked down through the years with science and math because I did not like either of those. I didn't put effort in. I didn't understand some of the stuff. So I got demoted from my honor science and math. So I was in like regular math, but I didn't want to do the next one. So I had done geometry and algebra, and it was either statistics, which I was like, I do not want to do statistics. Mama's brain's not ready for that. So I took consumer math in night school. It was like the easiest thing ever. And it was like, literally, I remember one section was balancing your checkbook. It was like applicable math to daily life, right? So, and that was at a really, like a worse school than ours, right? I think it was at Wheaton. So, talk about thug life, nighttime thug school. It was a lot of thug characters and mostly people who had failed. Like, there was no one else in the entire night school that was graduating early, except me and my friend who I got her to graduate early too. So we were in there and they called us the Valley Twins because you have to picture this. It's like thug life. It's like a movie. It was like all these just like thug gangsters. And then there's me who half thought I was a gangster. No. You know, these little petite girls, and she was like more valley girl than me, but like, you know, we had the nails and the makeup and the like, I don't know, you know, just Valley Twins. They call us the Valley Twins, but they would get us booze and cigarettes and we would trade them for, like, we would teach them, basically, like tutor them. So we tutored the failees and they provided us with booze and alcohol. I remember we would have like OE in 2020. Oh, the good old days. So that was night school. It was fun. And then summer school, I mean, it was also everyone who had failed. I don't think there were any other, maybe one or two, I'm guessing. Maybe there were some, I don't know. But it was like a better school. It wasn't as bad. Still quite some characters, but I had already read the books. It was honors English. I had already read the books we read, and my friend who's graduating with me, she had read them as well, just on her own. She wasn't in honors, but it was like a book that I'd already read in school. But it's Catcher in the Rye. You know that one? That was one of them. And so literally that's what we did the first semester. So it was like her and I had nothing to do. Like the teacher knew we had read. I said we both read it, whatever. And she was like, all right, we'll just, you know, talk quietly. The teacher was the coolest. We would go outside if it wasn't raining. We would sit outside and study, read, whatever you had to do. So me and my friend would just sit there and like shoot the shit outside for 4 hours every day. Got credit for that. That was fun. We had a hacky sack. We'd like play in the side, in the corner when everyone else was like studying and reading. So we both got A's in that class. Oh, we did have to write a paper at the end. It might have been both semesters, but I remember for one, The Catcher in the Rye, after we read that, we had tests on it, quizzes. And then at the end, our final project was we had to write. It was one of my favorite things ever. I love writing. And it was probably one of my favorite papers. It was you had to write your own fairy tale in the style of Catcher in the Rye. Like, which was fun because he cursed, right? It's like there was cursing and like a very grumbly kind of context, you know, undertone or whatever. So I remember I wonder if I still have that anywhere. Mine was called Goddamn Cinderella. I remember that was my fairy tale title, Goddamn Cinderella. And I remember I got 100%, and she was like, can I use this to show future students and whatever. So that was a great experience, but we graduated early. So I got out of there because it was not a great high school. My mom, like, really, I feel bad for her because I was going to go to private school because she didn't love that school. But I refused. I was like, Mom, like, obviously I was 14. She could have forced me, but she really wanted me to be happy. And I was like, I went to private school from 4th to 8th grade. It wasn't my jam. I did much better grade-wise. So, yes, looking back, should I have maybe gone to private school? Would I have done better? Yes. But I think everything creates us how we are. And I definitely got some sass and standing up for myself, standing up for other people, like really got built stronger by going to a school like that. I mean, there were some hardcore people and I would stand up. There was like this blind kid people were really mean to, and I stood up for him. I sat with him at lunch. Like, I would not let bad things happen to him. And I was just this little tiny 5'2", 90-pound, and I was so scrappy. I mean, I'm not even that scrappy anymore. I'm like, oh my God, I thought I was invincible. And I would stand up to anybody trying to come at me, come at my friends, coming at anyone, the underdogs. And that got me in trouble a couple times. My first week of school, I actually did get, I got I didn't get hit because the girl was holding me, and I said, are you about to hit me? Because my mom had said, you never start a fight, you understand? Because she knew it was a rough school. She's like, don't start a fight, but you can defend yourself. So to me, it was more like, well, this girl looks like she's going to hit me. So if she is, I can hit her. I go, are you going to hit me? And she was like, what? Like, why is she asking? And because she had her arm going back. I was like, are you going to hit me? She's like, yeah. And so as it came forward, I blocked it and I hit her in her head and I ran like hell. That was my first fight. That was fun. I ran. It was like, not staying for this. She was big. She was scurry. She actually she thought I was somebody else. She thought I was my friend who had bumped her on accident. And we both had the exact same color, same length hair. And so she thought it was me, and she just grabbed me and slammed me up against the lockers and looked like she was going to hit me. So I was like, hello, I'm taking a survey. Are you going to hit me in my face? Yeah? Okay. Oh, no, you're not. See, crest out. I'm trying to think of other... I hit and ran. I mean, I have no shame in that because I was little. I was fast. I could fight. Like, my brother taught me to fight by fighting me. So I was, like, a good fighter for a scrappy little guy. But I would run if I could, and I had no shame. I didn't feel like a coward. I'm like, who wants to sit there and get hit in the face? Not me. Got to use a lot of concealer to cover them black eyes. Another fight, it was just like so crowded. That was part of the problem. It was so crowded. People would just bump each other. And this one girl just like slammed me with her. And I was like, excuse you. And she's like, what? And I was like, excuse you. All up in my... And so we went back and forth. And then actually that time I got saved by a mutual friend. There was like a girl that came over and was like, my last name is Barbarisi then. And she's like, you messing with Barbarisi? And the girl was like, oh, it's your friend? It's your friend? She's like, yeah, back off. And I was like, and I said to the girl, this is how stupid I am. So the girls backed off. Everything's good. And I was like, yeah, that's right. Like scream, yeah, that's right at her. That's right. That's right. You're lucky she came in. Like I was that, to give you my personality back then. You think I'm fierce now? Fierce Christy at 14, this little, you would never, there was, I don't know if I've told you guys this story, but any newbies, this is a crazy story I'm sure I've told on here. Last story before I go. I don't know how this turned into Gangster Christy time. But in 9th grade, these 3 very thuggy type gentlemen were walking by us at open lunch. We're eating. We had Chinese food, eating our little lo mein on these paper plates. Beautiful sunny day. It was hot. Toward the end of school, spring. It was like hot though. And this guy walks by, and I was saying to my friend, I was like, ooh, it's hot. And I was wearing this short sleeve, kind of a sweater, but it was short sleeve, right? But it was a thick material. And it was very trendy then. It was cool. It was like kind of fur. It was this beautiful green color. It was cool, okay? We dressed for coolness then, but it was hot. I probably didn't know it was going to be like 80 degrees in spring, 90 degrees. I don't know. It was hot. So I was talking to my friend. I was like, oh, it's hot. And the guys were walking by, and the one guy was like, you're the dumb motherfucker wearing a sweater. And I was like, was I talking to you? And he was like, what, bitch? So he starts going off, and I said, well, you're the dumb motherfucker wearing 5 pairs of socks. Because then trending for the thugs were layering your socks up to your knees, like multiple pairs of socks. That was a look, okay? I didn't do it, but it was a popular thug life look then. It was basically your shorts were like below your butt. This is when that trend started. So they had the butt shorts, and then you didn't see any leg because then it was like the 500 pairs of socks there. So I gave back to him. I was like, you're the stupid mother wearing 5 pairs of socks. And he was like, what? You talking about my clothes? I'm like, you talking about my clothes? So we're going back and forth. I'm just like, whatever. Like, this was just how I was. I gave it back. I wasn't scared of people. I wasn't scared to talk back. I'm like, I was, thought I was a huge 800-pound strong man, I guess. So then I start seeing things fly. Like they had walked a little, and then I start seeing things. I'm like, what? They are pegging these huge rocks from a construction site that was right across the street, pegging these huge rocks at us. And I'm like, oh shit. And I'm like laughing because it just is so crazy to me. So, and we all, like, our food's flying everywhere because I mean, we're blocking ourselves with our plates. So lo mein, rice, everything flying. We have our plates up. And then, and let me remind you, my personality, especially then, I'm very protective of my people or anybody who's like getting hurt. It's just something in me. It's like, it's probably why I do the work I do now, right? It's like I don't think logically in the moment either. So a rock hits my friend, like a big rock. She's like, like it's knocked the wind out of her. And I just start running at these 3 thugs. So you can imagine the scene of these guys who were like, I mean, one of them is known for fighting and like he's in a gang. I don't know if it's true, whatever, you know. Wannabe thugs are thugs. They were thuggy and fought and like people were scared of them, but not little old crazy C. So it, violently. I start running after them, running. And the weird part is they start running because they're probably like, what? I mean, I guess I looking back, I was like, I don't get why they would run. They must have thought I either had a weapon or was insane. Like, why would 3 boys be running from a 5'2" stick? Probably because I looked insane. Then my friend starts running. She's like, Christy, what are you doing? What are you doing? And I remember she's like catching up to me. And she's like, what are you going to do when you get to them? And I was like, I remember that's when like it kind of clicked. And I was like, clicked me out of it. And I was like, I have no idea. I have no idea. And I just kept running. And 2 ran off, I remember, into the woods. And 1 kept running straight. And at that point, my friends were carrying my other friend who couldn't breathe back to the school. I go into the school to tell the principal what happened. I knew the guy's name. They bring my friend in. She goes to the nurse. I get in trouble because he said, I want you to tell me every single word of the whole thing. So I'm like, and I said, dumb motherfucker, blah, blah, blah. And he said, motherfucker. And he's like, all right, I'm going to have to get you in trouble too. So I had 4 detentions that I did not serve. I refused to. I mean, I was like, no, I'm not. I said, I'll serve 1 for cursing. I'm not serving 4 detentions because someone came at me and then threw a rock at my friend. Like, that's not happening. And so that guy got expelled and the 2 other guys got suspended. And someone I know, I will not name names, someone I know and 10 of their lovely friends, all males, went and on my behalf whooped the main character who threw it at my friend, whooped his butt. There it is. So that's a day in the life of Christy in high school. Yay! Story time is over. I have to go record my podcast. So anyway, always fun, those stories. It's just crazy. Like, it seems like a different lifetime, you know? When you're older, you're like, what is wrong with me? Like, I should have just, you know, walk away. Like, be like Cora. Cora just walks away from that stuff. I've been like, I don't ever want anyone to think I'm afraid of them. I still have that, like, fight versus flight. We're all like fight, flight, fawn. There's a 4th. I'm just fight. It's like, Marie, I don't think I am. Cora has a swim. I'm probably going to do it tomorrow night, Thursday. Cora has her swim meets on Wednesdays now, and they start at 5, and I think they're like 4 hours. I'm going to be pretty exhausted, too. We have to volunteer. I don't know if I'm going to do some of it, like timing the kids on the stopwatches for like 4 hours. Why did I do this again? I don't know. So, but yeah, so I think tomorrow night will be good. Alrighty. See y'all on the flip. Sorry if that's a story you already heard. But for those who hadn't heard it, there's me in high school. Amen. All right. Deuces. I gotta get these nails. They're too long. Gotta get them chopped. They're fake. Bye. I love that pink can. It cracks me up. I don't know if you made it pink or it's just showing up pink, but it's lovely. I love your pink can. Bye. Deuces, smooches and deuces.